So, Agent Xerxes.
Yes, Potato Cat.
I prefer Agent.
You know what? I feel like we've been close enough at this point that I can call you Potato Cat.
Do you have any information on Bobby's whereabouts?
I haven't found Bobby anywhere at this point. The only thing that I found was that this box that has Nair written in the front of it.
Oh, God. Okay, do you have the witness?
I do. Witness.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Hallelujah! Yeah, I mean, yes. I'm here. Yes.
He's one of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, you saw the defendant last.
The Departed, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. We were at a haunted house.
Oh.
He opened the door and I said, all I did was say that I was having his baby.
Oh, harsh
Sir,
man.
that's not anatomically possible.
I
A
know.
booty baby?
No, it was not a butt baby, but he took off screaming, running, and
Did you see which direction he ran in?
he closed the door behind him. No, I did not see.
Why was he a polite runner?
Why were you having his baby?
It was something to scare him, and it scared him. I'm not sure why.
There's something following you.
Is there something?
Did you just pee your pants?
A little.
What's in the box?
I'm gonna open this box.
Yeah.
It's hair.
What's that in the corner?
Bobby?
Oh, God.
Because I felt like it. Why can't I be what I want to be?
And with that, welcome to this episode's free rotation.
Well, damn, I didn't expect we were
Podcast
starting.
Episode.
53?
Yeah.
Sounds
Can
like
somebody else introduce this? I fucked it up already.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Free Rotation
Hey, guys,
podcast.
welcome to the Free Rotation podcast.
Say it, Bobby.
Welcome to the Free Rotation. Fuck.
Bobby, go sit with Angie in the corner. You both fucked it up. So
I'm Agent
new.
Potato, so
I'm
You
sorry.
even fucked up your
Asian-
own name, Potato
It's
Cat.
Potato Cat. Get it right.
I'm half peeled, okay?
Okay, we're back again with some horror, some more stuff to talk about, some scary stuff. We're going to continue on with our movies, and we're also going to talk about some books, video games, things that we also find pretty scary.
And I may or may not be dead by the end of the episode.
Sweet.
The spoopiest of October goodness is going
In
on this
September.
Yeah, we're doing it early because we're doing like ghost shit and stuff. Spoopy.
Spoopy.
Spoopy
We're
Halloween
just being
stuff.
spoopy because it's almost that close enough to that time of year, and we're all
Speaking
basic
of
white
which,
girls.
2 Chainz brought his pink trap house.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That's exciting.
Oh, y'all, we should hit that up.
I'm down.
We're doing it.
Okay,
Moreland.
sure.
Oh, I would say, are you racist? We're going to have a talk.
No,
Yeah.
I
Are
actually,
you racist against pink houses?
My
Yes.
parents are POCs. We're going to have a talk. Taking you to liberal
That took me
jail.
way too long to figure out what that
I'm still trying
anagram
to
stood for.
I'm still trying to figure
What
it
does
out.
that stand for?
Persons of color.
Because they're Asian.
Becky was actually trying
My
to figure
dad's
it out.
Italian. My mom's Chinese. Get your shit straight.
They're all close to Asia. Close enough.
Huh?
Yeah, scary stuff. So anyway.
Okay, Becky's knowledge of geography is scary.
Speaking of scary stuff, what just spewed out of Becky's mouth? That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Some
Yeah.
pea soup in there, too, I think.
Right, a little
Oh
bit.
God, let's not talk about that movie. So
Oh,
Moreland,
yeah.
you have watched one of our recommendations.
So I watched It Follows, and
Careful with your words, sir.
And
Uh-huh.
I was told that it was scary, maybe because I knew the premise of the movie and
Not a
everything.
pop-up. It's not scary in a pop-up way.
The idea of the movie is very scary. The actual movie itself, not that scary.
No.
The idea of just something following you, and you may not know what it is. You may know what it is. You may see a naked person walking through and nobody's noticing them. Yeah, that's probably the thing that's following you. Spoilers for the movie.
It came out 7 years ago. You're fine.
Spoilers for this 7-year-old movie still.
Or something like
Is it 7
that.
years? It feels like
2013. I don't remember.
5 years.
It's
5 years.
Fine.
5, 7, same difference.
Yeah, close enough.
At my age, it's all the same.
So she's in class and the old lady starts walking toward her. She's either in a nightgown or a hospital robe or whatever, and she's just walking toward her, and she walks right past people and people don't notice her. And she's like, maybe they just didn't notice her. Maybe they didn't care. Yada, yada, yada. And then she walks past more people. She's like, okay, those people didn't notice her either. Is this the thing that's following me? Hold on. And she starts to leave class, and then there's the two girls standing in the hallway, and she's like, hey. And they look over at her, and they're like, hey. And they don't notice the old lady, so she's like, okay, yeah, no, this is the thing. And she takes off. Mm-hmm. That was an interesting part, but I think the best line of the movie came in the first, 10 minutes when she goes back inside after swimming in the pool. Yeah. And she's talking to her sisters and the guy friend. Yeah. And the one sister's like, wait, I got an idea. It escaped me. I laughed for 10 minutes at that. Jesus Christ. I laughed for 10 minutes at that because it wasn't the guy that did it. It was the girl. And that was fabulous.
You also didn't mention the old lady's peeing while she's walking.
I didn't look that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really scary. I thought right if she had sex with a guy and they're in that pagoda thing or whatever it is. And he's telling her about it and she's like, what? And then you can see it.
Yeah.
Coming in the distance, just slow and steady. I think that's
I think
what
it's not meant
and it was just a random naked lady. And the fact that it keeps changing shapes too, because when she's in her house, it's
the dude.
Well, it's a half dead chick or boobs hanging out.
Or when it's standing on the roof that time is what killed me.
And it was the old man. And it's just like, what?
I don't think that. Okay, so going back to what we talked about last week is that the fact that there's jump scares and then there's something that builds dread, and I think
this builds a lot of dread.
I think it's meant to build dread. The Witch is also a good example of something that builds dread. It's not scary. We didn't talk about it last week.
Oh, that movie's so fucking boring.
It was so boring, but it did a good job of
building the dread.
Dread.
When you get to the end and you're like, that went 5 ways bad so fast.
And you never know.
And you never really know what killed him.
Well, you don't ever know if she's hallucinating the witchcraft or whatever's happening around her, or if it's actual witchcraft. Witchcraft.
Yeah, but Anna Taylor-Joy is hot though, so I gave that movie a pass.
And she was naked all in the end of it, so.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean,
that's all you need to know, right there.
Right.
Just watch that clip online. You're golden.
Of course.
Get half-mast.
But other than maybe movies,
little do you know, I'm full blown masked at all times.
One day there's going to be a podcast called After Dark, and it's just going to be Moreland and Bobby just talking about each other in weird sexual ways.
We do that already.
After Dark.
I've replaced it with Scoob. I've replaced him with Scoob, so
with better hair.
I'm the rebound.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever.
You upgraded. And
technically, it's usually after dark that we do these podcasts, anyways. So, not right now. Not the last
for a few ones, yeah.
Not the last 3, but because they've been done on Sunday and around 6:30.
I would like
and
to talk about Scoob's last baby picture where he's got the baby on his tits, but he's making the duck face kissy big. What's that about?
I told him. I said to him, Scoob, I'm not interested in titty streamers. I like to keep my phone PG-13.
I'm going to find that picture on Facebook and report it. I'm so uncomfortable with that visual image in my head. I'm like...
There's this thing called Painting Life or painting.com, and I really thought about getting a picture of Scoob, that awful picture, and getting it painted and sending it to his house.
Do it.
How much is it?
I don't know. It's probably expensive, but you get 30% off by doing it online or whatever.
Oh, let's get the listeners to chip in on it, and
we'll get a
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Or GoFundMe, $2. Let's get there.
Yeah.
We did get funded for the first calendars that time.
Yeah.
By offering them.
Yeah.
I remember those cries.
It was great.
Y'all were doing the podcast back then? Or no?
No.
That was just one of Becky's wild ideas,
I remember.
Let's do the calendar. It's awesome. We want to do another one.
Yeah. Which I think when we do our new video, we can take the same shots from that and make a calendar out of it.
Yeah, we could.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that later.
At least
we're not
a couple months of the calendar.
Yeah, we're not giving anybody ideas because we got to keep it under wraps right now.
I've ordered a green screen, so when it comes in, it's on.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. All right, so back to the actual podcast we're supposed to be talking about. Oh, so we did talk about movies.
So, spoopy movies.
We did talk about spoopy movies. What about some of our favorite spoopy books? Because I know that Angie's a big Stephen King fan.
And
Bobby is also a big
too,
Stephen
apparently.
King fan.
And I love Dean Koontz as well, but his books have gotten to be a little shorter.
I read the Odd Thomas series. It's pretty good.
So fantastic.
Why did you have to bring up Odd Thomas?
Oh, that movie's super depressing. But
it is.
It's so much worse in the book, though, because he's actually in the book more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him. Well, he's gone to a sad place.
And in the book, you don't have the visual. In the book, I had no idea she was actually gone.
Yeah.
And the dude that played in movies got run over by his own car.
Don't pull that.
He
did.
So he's a ghost now, too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Commander, I need to be beamed up to the bridge. You're dead.
Car backed him against his mailbox and suffocated him.
Yep.
That's why you always put your parking
Holy
brake on.
crap.
Christ.
Holy shit.
That poor guy.
I will say,
Right? That's what I said.
surprisingly,
I was when I found out about it, I was like, oh man, well, there goes a chance at any more Odd Thomas movies.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to do it anyways, but
But Thomas 2 and 3 were fantastic. The fourth one's a little unusual because then he has, spoiler alert if you intend on reading the books. In the fourth one, he's met the nun in the third one. In the fourth one, he's taken her to save her life, and she's a nun, but she's more. So you get the impression she's an angel. She's pregnant.
gotcha.
But it's another immaculate conception. Like it's the apocalypse.
those books were scary. I think the thing that eclipsed the fact that it was scary was the fact that his girlfriend ended up dying at the end. Spoilers.
Did you read Odd Thomas 2?
I only read Odd Thomas 1 because I was traumatized by
Well,
Odd Thomas 1.
In the second one, so when he realizes that she's dead, he goes and to a monastery actually.
Mm-hmm.
And because he needs to get over his heartbreak, and he just doesn't want to be around people, and he doesn't want to see the things.
Right.
But he sees them.
Ah.
And they come there, and it's like it starts a chain of apocalyptic events where he ends up meeting the nun on a bus bench at the end of that one, and then it continues in 3.
Not related to the
And
Conjuring.
then the fourth one is the apocalypse. And
There's a
him and
fifth
her.
one, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Which the dog, of course, saves the world.
Puppers are great.
Because it is Dean Koontz, so a dog is going to save the world. But they're phenomenal. I think you'd love the books. I've got them in the room.
The books weren't, and they're not bad reads.
I would actually be.
They're short, too.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like, they're like 300 pages.
Yeah, they're not very big, huge books if you ever just want to read them. And they're real, you know what happens in Odd Thomas because you saw the movie. But they're pretty good easy reads. If you just want something to chill out and read to.
Oh, yeah.
Be prepared for the...
That is something I definitely read. For me to read, it's got to be something that I'm interested in already.
Yeah.
And that is something I'm interested in
I think
already,
you
and I
would
would love to
love
read
those
those.
books.
You read the Dresden Files, too. That shit's dope.
Oh, the Dresden Files are good. Bobby, you read a lot of Dean Koontz and Stephen King, too?
More Stephen King, but yeah.
What was the Stephen King... Sorry, the Dean Koontz book about the guy who was sensitive to light? He was kind of like a powder character. It takes place in one night where he sees the things Odd Thomas does, but they've kind of trapped him at night somewhere. It's...
Bobby's going into the deep dive.
But, okay, so while Bobby looks that up, Moreland, last week you told us your favorite horror series was Saw.
Yes.
Is that your favorite?
Yes.
And I was wondering what you got.
Fear Nothing.
I'm telling you, that's a fantastic book, too.
Okay.
If you like Odd Thomas, that book right there was incredible. That one came out before the Odd Thomas series.
Mm-hmm.
So when I read Odd Thomas, I actually thought it was that character. But then I remembered that character had that light sensitivity like powder in his eyes, and he had the same kind of stuff. Spoilers. But what were your guys' favorite horror series?
Bobby, you got your...
I've got one.
I mean, I know mine.
Mine is easy. I don't have a favorite horror series. It's my favorite horror book was Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill.
Okay.
But
as far as movies...
Stephen King's Bastard Son. Gotcha.
Yeah. As far as movies?
Yeah. Like a favorite horror series in movies. And then we'll get to books.
I probably would say favorite horror movie series. Ooh, that's a hard one, though. I like the Conjuring series. I think the Conjuring movies in the Conjuring movies, not the spin-offs or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to tell my favorite horror series.
What's your favorite horror series? Bobby?
Halloween series.
Well, now you're here.
Because it has 3 different timelines with the new one coming out. It's great.
What?
You have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, which is its own thing. Then you have 1, 2, H2O, Resurrection, which is its own thing. And then with the sequel, the new one's coming out, it ignores all of them except for the first one. So 3 separate timelines for one series.
Huh, that's cool.
That's pretty good.
All the multiverse stuff. It's great.
Gotta love it.
Let's get an MCU for the Halloween
I
series.
just like that in Halloween, the new one, they're calling out all the old Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, some say, or Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter saying, some say that it was my mom's brother.
Yeah.
And that's the stupidest thing ever. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you for calling out the meta. It's funny.
Well, my favorite series is kind of. I know a lot of people think they're stupid, but I love the Scream movies.
Oh, I love Scream movies.
I thought they were fantastic.
The first two are
Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
The first two I felt were great, but then like the third one kind of turned into a parody of itself. It's like, oh, we have the unkillable killer. Nah, that sounded really bad.
The
Well, then they
unkillable
kind of-
killer, the unkillable main hero.
Yeah, I was gonna say they brought it back like a Nancy,
Yeah.
like in the Final Nightmare.
Yeah.
But I think the Scream series.
I
But
really
as far
like
as
Scream.
pop-up things, I like Insidious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insidious makes me uncomfortable. Sinister also does, now that I know the difference.
Tiptoe.
Yeah, that- It's like
Fuck
putting,
that song.
Yeah, it's like putting a creepy connotation on things like that song really screws with you, because anytime you hear it now, kind of like when you, with Stranger Things at the very end of the second season, they're playing "I'll Be Watching You," and then it flips and you see the thing in
It
the background.
shows like the
I can't.
Eldrazi.
Yeah, I can't.
Cthulhu monster.
I can't listen to that song anymore without picturing
because he's hovered over
the
the
upside down.
school like.
I can listen to that song without imagining younger teens just like locking lips and tongue punching each other. It makes me uncomfortable from that.
But
All right.
I need to go back to my therapist.
Yeah,
Bobby's
no, that
having
would
weird
be
middle
that-
school flashbacks.
Is that what you
That
call
would
your
be-
drug dealer?
That would be a great thing,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
I
Okay.
didn't tell you what to do. I just said it would be
I'll
a
fucking
good...
fight you, Morlin.
Let's go. Where we
Pillow
going?
fight?
Pillow fight.
This may be
Willie's
my
room, right?
favorite horror.
Sure.
Just get him involved.
It's turned into the scariest horror movie of all.
We walk in there, Willie's like, what the fuck are you doing?
We're all greased
Get
up.
out of here. So what are your favorite series in a book, or do you have like a single book that is your favorite?
I don't like. I can't think of a horror series. I have a lot of favorite series, but horror series, I don't think I have one. Heart Shaped Box by Joe Hill was that one screwed me up for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody else read it. I know.
Yeah,
You read it?
Uh-huh.
I read the book Horns by him.
Okay, yeah.
I saw the
Horns
movie.
was phenomenal, and the movie was pretty good too. But
Yeah.
Horns was great.
Yeah, I liked Horns, but the Heart Shaped Box, I didn't really know who Joe Hill was until I went in reading that book, just because I didn't realize it was Stephen King's son. And that was really like one of his first big novels. And it's about an aging rock star who has this thing for the macabre. So he'll go on eBay and buy things.
Uh-huh.
And it's like different things. So he gets this box, and it's an old suit. And it turns out, spoilers, that it's his dead ex-girlfriend's father's suit.
I'm done.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah.
We still love you. It's fine.
So what essentially happens in that one is that he gets the suit, and it's his dead ex-girlfriend's father who's haunting him. And it's so scary. Like, just the things that happen. It follows him everywhere. It's like, it follows. But
The suit or the ghost follows him.
it's kind of both.
That's
Yes.
fucking weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
But
just picture like a ruffled tuxedo.
You know what you do? You get some.
Why are we Beetlejuicing up in here? Come on now.
So if you just get some bleach, that's how you win, right? You just pour some bleach on the suit. It's fucked, right? They can only be dry.
I can't remember exactly what happened. I read it in college, but I just remember having nightmares from that book. Just because of the stuff that keeps happening. And he has a younger girlfriend. Angie, move your phone.
Bobby.
It's not me, baby.
It was me. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Sorry. No, just so, yeah.
I thought the suit got somebody because it kind of sounded like fabric rustling.
Yeah.
Right.
Really did.
You see a
I'm gonna
tire on my
need
neck.
you to leave that
yeah,
in.
yeah,
I'm gonna need you to leave
that in.
I'm editing this one.
Yeah,
so
oh,
it's
it's
staying
Angie.
in.
I'm going to need you to leave that
Yeah.
in.
Secondly followed, though, by is The Fireman. His last book he did.
Never read it. What's
No,
it
no,
about?
I liked Horns better.
You liked Horns better than
Oh
The Fireman?
my god, yeah.
Horns did some really good sex scenes.
Horns was so...
And it was
Weird.
so weird.
What's the point?
So he wakes up one morning, Moreland, and he has like little horn nubs. And he tries to get rid of them and he can't, but then he realizes like the worse his thinking is, the longer the horns get. And it gives him powers like to do
Yeah,
stuff.
the main thing, it makes people tell the truth no matter how awful it
Yes.
is. Oh,
It
Yeah.
also makes him like super attractive to women.
They want to fuck.
He, like, wakes up like the devil.
He's
Essentially.
the devil, yeah. That's pretty much what
Yeah.
he is.
You
It
ever
wasn't-
seen...
I don't
That's
think it was
cool.
very scary.
No, but
No.
at the end he totally embraces it.
Yeah.
Which I would too.
Imagine Daniel Radcliffe, like a dark bad boy with a six-pack, and it's kind of hot.
Moreland's face
Moreland's thinking hard about it. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it.
Now You See Me 2 ruined me on Daniel Radcliffe.
Have you seen, what was that movie he did where he plays the dead body?
Pieces? No.
No. Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
That movie's fantastic, and he's great in that.
He was great in The Woman in Black, too, which, by the way, was terrifying.
I never saw it.
Is it The Woman in Black or The Lady in Black?
It's Woman in Black.
Yeah, that one was actually really
He's
scary.
been doing a lot more horror movies, I guess, because you can't really follow up Harry Potter.
When I heard he was going to be in that movie, I was like, wait, is it called The Black Woman? Because that's real fucking racist. And I'm definitely writing a
Those
terrible...
British people, man, they take it
They're
to a whole...
fucked up.
They take a whole new
this
look
is
at
driving Miss Daisy when it got dark.
But no pun intended.
But with Fireman, I think the reason why Fireman was scarier is because it was spontaneous human combustion. So it was like, it kind of was like the zombie apocalypse, but instead you would get infected, and after like a certain amount of days, you just go up in flames.
Oh, how do you get infected?
I don't remember exactly how they ended up figuring out what it was, and they might not have. Not that. It wasn't sexy
the fun
time.
way.
My department manager tried to give me pneumonia.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
You should record them because Georgia's a one-party record state and one-party consent state for that kind of stuff, and you can get them fired.
And then Moreland's like, I did not consent to my own recording.
It was a joke.
Oh, well, don't
she wore a mask all day, and she even put on a box of donuts. Hey,
wait,
I touched this donut. Eat it if you want pneumonia.
Becky, if you were on trial and the only piece of evidence was like a butt dial where you accidentally recorded a voicemail, but since it's a one-party state and you didn't consent to recording yourself, could you get the evidence thrown out?
Wait, I need you to repeat what you just said to me.
Okay.
Okay, what does this have to do with anything?
Okay, so say you're in the middle of a murder and you accidentally turn on your voice recorder on your phone.
Yes.
You butt dial somebody.
Yeah. Did I say accidentally commit a murder? I don't mean accidentally. You murdered somebody. You accidentally record yourself, but you didn't consent to recording. And it is a one-party state, but nobody consented. Could you get it thrown out? Like the only piece of evidence to you doing something?
I don't think so. I think what they'd have to do is weigh whether it was considered consensual, and it wasn't that somebody else was recording you. It was more so the fact that you as a person was a fuck up and messed it up yourself.
Yeah, but I didn't consent to it.
It doesn't matter. It's not that you called somebody and they don't know, like they're recording
like I
you.
accidentally voice recorded. Yeah.
This would be their argument. Did you buy the phone?
No, it was a gift.
Well, it's over.
Did you turn the phone on?
No, it was already on when I got it.
Did you have a burner phone? Is this what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I still think they could make a good argument for it not to be thrown out.
You accepted the responsibility of having the phone on your person.
I accepted the responsibility of having a girlfriend, but if she recorded me and I didn't consent to it.
She didn't record you. You recorded you because you butt dialed.
Yeah. But what if I accidentally...
Hey, guys, remember our podcast is about scary stuff, not murder.
This is scary, though.
That is scary.
Hey, one of my favorite...
Me and Angie arguing, that's scary.
Yeah. What's up, Bobby?
One of my favorite horror books is called The Troop. It's great. It's like...
Ooh.
It's about these Boy Scouts, or whatever the book's
That's
version
already
of Scouts.
scary as it is.
Yeah, the homophobia. It's fucking
Eagle Scouts?
amazing. No, like they're like early preteens, but
Okay.
they go to this island and stuff where like they camp every year. But there's this guy who's infected with like almost like a zombie type of deal.
Oh shit.
It's more like cannibalism type of thing, and the kids get attacked, and it's like kind of like the Lord of the Flies. It's real fucked up and great.
Oh
I don't
my
want to
God.
spoil too much. It's really good.
It's
though.
called The Troop? Or
Yeah, the Troop. Yeah, it's
Ooh,
real
God.
Oh,
I'm
good.
gonna
like
have
the
to
troop,
watch-
like a
Yeah.
scout troop.
Because it sounded like you said the trope.
Yeah.
No, the Troop. Sorry, Troop.
Okay.
And then The Ruins is also really good too. That was made into a movie like almost a decade ago, where like they're like in the Aztec ruins, and it's like the
I've seen
the
that
vines
one.
and stuff, the plants attacking them.
Yeah.
That's just the book's real fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's real
Because
good,
they're
though.
like exploring this pyramid thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's
Mayans
good.
or Aztecs, can't remember. One of those dead cultures. That doesn't matter anymore.
Gotcha.
I don't know what my favorite horror book would
Mainly
be.
because their calendar ended in what?
Marlon, would
2012?
you say
Yeah.
Odd Thomas would be your favorite?
I don't read books.
Oh.
So my favorite would be none of the above.
I can get you a bunch of pictures.
But I don't have the attention span half the time to read a book. So and like I said, unless I'm really, really interested in it,
Mm-hmm.
it'll escape me.
I think
So,
that...
like the book that you gave me,
Yeah.
I've still got it sitting on my nightstand.
Oh, well, Name of the
haven't-
Wind is like one of those books that you really have to commit to reading because it's a deep fantasy novel. Like, I'm talking like Odd Thomas. It's one of those that you could probably sit down and read and stay engrossed in it, but it's not a long book.
I already enjoy, like, I enjoyed the movie, so I would really enjoy reading the books. Like I said, it is something I'm interested in already. So,
I think that's why
it would hold my interest more.
I think that's why I've switched over to reading, like, for a long time, reading manga as a way to get my horror fixes. Because it is hard to stay with a book, especially, like, there's a couple books like House of Leaves, which is, like, purportedly one of the scariest books ever written, but it's really hard to read. It's like it's supposed to be a psychological book that messes with your head as you're reading it because you have to be flipping the book different angles to read it correctly. It's supposed to be from like 3 different perspectives. It's supposed to kind of trip you out, and I've tried to read it, but it is very difficult. Meanwhile, if you read a manga, they got some pictures.
They've got pictures.
They got pictures. They got blood. They got creepy Lolita girls coming down from the middle of a bathroom to slit your throat. Yeah, there's some creepy shit up in there.
And one that I saw, there was a girl jacking off a guy, and he just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And
were you at AWA?
coming.
Was that what really actually happened?
No.
Did you walk into the wrong room at DragonCon?
No.
Because that's what this sounds
What
like.
manga was this? I'm intrigued.
I can't. Zombie Powder.
Oh, that's the dude that Bleach wrote that before he did Bleach. I forgot the guy's name. I think it was Zombie Powder.
I believe it was Zombie Powder. It was like one of the first ones, and it was so weird. I was like, what, huh? Okay.
But that brings up like a good point though. Is like I think sometimes with horror books, like I think Stephen King, the reason why he's so good at being scary is because he takes things that we're already scared of and puts it in perspective.
Well, and he builds up dread.
Yeah.
And even though when it gets to the end, like the last book he wrote that I read, that I can never remember names of shit.
Was it the Outsider?
The Outsider.
Because I'm reading that one too.
Oh man, he builds it up and it's so scary. And then you get to the end scene and you're like, oh well, that was.
Yeah,
but the dread involved is...
I was about to say, that's how I felt with It Follows, because you get to the end of the movie and I'm like...
But just to see it coming down the road...
it's following behind him.
It's literally on the road behind him.
Yeah, it's out of focus. Like, you watch the ending again.
I watched and I was like... But I was just like, really?
Moreland's just like, if I never have sex, then I never have to worry about it.
They fucking... Spoilers. They put it in a swimming pool with a bunch of electric stuff. Like, yeah, it's gonna...
Well, none of the electricity went off.
Yeah.
It was throwing stuff into the pool at her, and none of it was...
Yeah, no, you gotta you gotta blow that bastard up.
Well, I mean, what gets me is, he walked up to him after the girl threw the blanket over and shot him in the head, and all he did was fall into the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then it swam over to her as she's trying to get out and grabs her leg, and then he shoots him again, and it's supposedly dead.
They don't know. Their kids are dumb.
Yeah, the characters don't know that whether it's...
Yeah, but you can't kill an idea.
Right, and the pool just fills with blood and everything. It's just like...
I always wondered if that movie was more of a metaphor, too, just for the fact of, like, an STD. Like, you can never truly escape
that's exactly
bad
it.
decisions.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah,
you can never truly escape your bad decisions.
Like, you can try and kill yourself. You can try and, like, escape it. Yeah.
I think that's what I find scary about it, is you can never get away from these decisions you've made.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, it was a mistake, so...
Yeah,
you made it.
Well, that's why I think
it was a mistake, but you're going to itch for the rest of your life.
Well, I think that's why I'm going back to Stephen King. He does a good job. Like, I think you're right. I read The Regulators, which was terrifying up until a point where you realize
it's just a little immature alien.
Yeah, being an asshole.
Oh, it's like that Twilight Zone episode where the kid, I guess, like omnipotent, pretty much. It's really fucked up.
Yeah. But
The Regulator starts out so scary because it's just a normal day. It's early morning. You've got the neighborhood kid delivering newspapers. And then 2 trucks turn at the end of the street. It's like an ice cream truck and a mail truck. And then they just open fire.
Oh,
and
wow.
Everybody who's outside wiped out. But there's no driver. They get to the end of the street and they turn. And that's it. So then people start coming out. Oh, my God, blah, blah, blah. And then here comes 2 more trucks. Boom, boom, boom. And there's no driver, and then they realize that they're, like, basically, like, taken out of reality for you can't get away off the street. You're stuck there with whatever it is until you...
Yeah. But it did a good job of building it up. I think, like, maybe that's why I liked It Follows, is because it had that feeling of a Stephen King novel. Because you start out that, like, kind of young, innocent, blah, 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 and then it's just this continued evil that keeps following them. But I think Regulators did a good job of building dread. I think the only book that I've read from Stephen King that really did have a good execution of being scary was probably The Shining. Just because at the very end, like, I think that there was no way there was ever going to end well around anything that happened in that book.
Yeah,
Right?
The Shining was pretty good.
Yes.
That's why I think
all of his books were good.
Well, yeah, but that's why I think I was so disappointed in the movie The Shining, because it didn't have that feel like the book did. The book was just like dread all the way through.
Because most of Stephen King's books, the action takes place in their heads.
Yeah.
That's why I was worried about how they would do Gerald's Game. But what they did was they, like, projected mental images talking to her, kind of like she talked to herself in her head.
Uh-huh.
It was really good. It did miss, like, the supernatural element with the dog. Like, the something in the corner in the dog, and she finds out they were real things. But there was also something demonic.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, all that movie does teach you never to try BDSM.
It was so sad. Well, it wasn't like in the fact that it was BDSM. It was the fact that she got chained to the head post, and then her husband had a heart attack. Nobody knew where she was, and he died. So she's locked up for 3 days because the maid, whoever, they're a rich couple. Then, like, he had sent off the maid, so there was nobody coming for a few days.
They were trying to revive their marriage.
Yeah, marriage. So they were in, like, the middle of nowhere. She's, like, chained to a head post, or handcuffed to a head post. And her husband is dead on the floor right next to her. The front door is unlocked. This is where this whole dog thing comes in. And she's, like, basically dying because she's dehydrating. She hasn't eaten. There's a cup next to her, and she's having to, like, try and, like, rip her, like, arm out.
There's a stray dog who's starving who comes in and starts eating the husband on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then when he kind of finishes there, he's looking at her, but he more or less defends her, and she keeps seeing this thing in the corner, this dark shadow in the corner. And then you get to the book and you find out what that was, but there's a supernatural element too, because there's one point where she's delirious, and she starts having visions. And this is interesting because she sees a woman at a well throwing a body in it. And if you read Dolores Claiborne, you know that's Dolores Claiborne. And Dolores Claiborne, as she's throwing her husband's body in the well, feels somebody looking, and she turns and she sees a woman changed to a bed looking at her. I love Stephen King books when it does that.
Oh, yes.
No, all his books are connected. Like the Dark
Yeah,
Tower
I love
books,
it.
that's like that connects to all his books. Because the beams.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
He
why.
wrote himself as a beam. Like, come on, Stephen King.
Hey, he's allowed to do that. He's Stephen King.
He's Stanley of the horror movie he wrote himself
Stanley would never write himself as that.
True.
Even though he is the Watcher.
I was about to say, even though he is the Watcher in the Marvel MCU right now.
I mean, but technically he is the Watcher because he's the one that created it. I mean, I guess you can make that argument,
But you know what? I absolutely loved the end of the Dark Tower series. And if y'all are going to read it, I won't spoil it for you.
I've been wanting to read it, but it's hard to, like, I don't know. It's like there's so many books that come out and I'm like, I want to read it all.
Well, can I spoil it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I spoil it?
That's fine. Go for it.
Marlon?
Consider the Dark Tower. That's the one with the
Yeah, it's 7
The
books.
Gunslinger.
The
Gunslinger.
Yeah. Go ahead, because that movie was terrible.
Okay, so
The
this is
movie
a
was
huge
awful, yeah.
spoiler alert. When he gets... So, you know, it starts in the first book. Stephen King started it in the 70s. And it starts off, the gunslinger... The man ran across the desert, and the gunslinger followed him.
The Man in Black, yep.
Yeah, so he meets this little boy, and he has a decision to either sacrifice the little boy... I mean, save the little boy, or continue chasing the man. He chooses to chase the man and not save the little boy. And then later on, he runs into the boy in book 2, and it continues from there. They go through the whole series, and you know, and then in the book next to the last book, a lot of people die, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
You get to the very last chapter of the last book. Roland makes it to the Dark Tower to save the world, and it says, "You let the boy die. You have to do it again." And he's made the wrong decision like 100,000 times. He's had to live this life.
But this time he gets the Horn of Gilead, which means things could change. So we'll see.
Yeah, so it's interesting. You think there may be another series, maybe another book, but I love that he gets to the end and realizes he has made the same mistake like 100,000 times.
It's his obsession for the towers.
Yeah.
Drove him crazy anyway. But what pissed me off is about the movie. Sorry, we totally got off horror, but the movie, when it was initially being produced, was supposed to be the sequel to the books, where it was...
that would have been
he had the Horn of Gilead, he knew. But then, like, a bunch of crap happened. It's like, oh, we're just going to make this, like, we're going to try to cram, like, all 7 books into one movie.
They did all the books in one movie?
They try to. They pretty much... And they don't mention the Crimson King at all, which really pissed me off. Like, he's mentioned... Like, they said the graffiti and stuff. It's, what's his face is the bad guy? Morton.
No.
What's his name? The wizard.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey plays him.
Yeah,
he's great. Matthew McConaughey was the best part of that movie, not close, but
Well, they couldn't do the Crimson King because they made Roland black, and the whole point of Roland fighting against Crimson King is that his people had slaves, so Roland was white fighting to release the slaves. So you lose an entire storyline when you change Roland's race.
True.
Because his people, one of the reasons he left his home and his throne was because they were slavery. He couldn't get rid of it.
That's why I enjoy movies, books, anything that stays true to the source material.
Well, it's like it's even when you go back to anything, you can just look outside horror, any movie that's been made that kind of sucked after it was based on a book or a TV show, looking at like The Last Airbender and stuff. It's like, why try and fix something that's not broken?
Right.
Like, you are literally given source material. You're done. You don't have to do anything but follow a plan. Why mess it up?
Right.
And especially because Dark Tower is such a beloved series. You could really jack that series up. And that they did, essentially. And the fact that people, like, know these characters, know the ins and outs of their story, why would you jack that up? I get that you want to have Idris Elba, but...
And that's why, when he meets Savannah, it was such a huge deal for Roland to take Savannah as one of his people because she was a black handicapped lady, and he took Savannah and he taught her how to be a gunslinger, which was completely against everything that his lineage stood for. And then of course Savannah became the most badass character there was.
True.
The book Song of Savannah was one of my favorite in that series.
She had a DM baby.
She was fantastic.
That's cool.
But the Crimson King was also part of my favorite Stephen King series, which of course I can't remember. I really can't. But he kidnapped children.
Are you talking about Insomnia?
No, it was something house, the Black House.
Oh no, because it was the first one's the Talisman, then the Black House.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's the Crimson King in that one too, because his books always interlock.
And Insomnia as well.
And they meet Roland in that.
Because remember the kid in the Last Dark Tower that could draw things into existence?
Yeah.
He's in Insomnia.
Oh,
that's
right,
him. The reason those two planets trying to crash is the Crimson King's trying to kill the kid.
Yes.
So, all that's connected.
It's so good.
Well, that's cool.
Talisman and the Black House. It's one of the best books.
Like it and The Shining are connected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the black kid from It, right?
The black kid's parents knew the guy the caretaker of the Stanley Hotel because they went to that black spot.
Gotcha.
The club, yep.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's so many connections and everything.
I think there's also connections with Dr. Sleep. I just can't remember.
And in the Dark Tower is connected to it because of the turtle.
Yep.
Because the turtles.
The turtle's the beam.
Then wasn't the alien in It also connected to somebody else?
Well, the alien,
Dreamcatcher.
Yeah,
Dreamcatcher.
Because the alien in It is like one of those world-ending aliens.
Yes.
He's a world eater.
Jesus.
So he's still in hibernation. So you realize only part of him woke up. So what happens? I think in Dr. Sleep is they wake him up.
Not in Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep is the sequel to The Shining.
I thought that he woke him up when he was using his sight. He touched on the It alien. Maybe that's...
I think that's different because Dr. Sleep was a little different than that, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. It was more psycho.
Dr. Sleep, he was fighting against those vampire type people that fucked with the little kids. Remember that kid?
But didn't he wake up the It alien?
He woke up something. I don't know if it was the alien.
I don't think they confirmed what he saw, but that might have been the It alien. Maybe that was one of the...
Remember, it was the world eater.
It might have been.
Yeah, and that's what the It alien, the It creature is. And that's why he's trying to kill a lot of the kids, and because they have the shine, and that's what.
Yep. That's go break the beams as well.
Yep.
I remember
but that's what can kill him.
A movie. It was set in space, and
They were lost in it because that's lost in space.
No, I wish Event
That movie's
Horizon.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Event Horizon, yeah, that movie's super fucked. It's good.
Yes.
It's super good. Super fucked. It's on
Have
Netflix.
you ever watched it?
Mm-mm.
We'll watch it.
Okay.
It's super
Yeah,
fucked.
Event Horizon
Mhm.
is good.
You know what? I just ran, like, I think of this, like, I think there should be books that get made into movies. I don't think I would have ever read Gerald's Game based on what Angie told me about it, but watching the movie, I was like, okay, that's pretty good. I'll read that book. Like, so I want to, like, maybe talk about things that haven't been made into movies yet that could be, that should be made into movies.
Like
And-
video games too, Moreland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that hasn't been, but there's a book that, it's a lesser known horror book, and I swear to God, it was one of the scariest books I ever read. It's called Hex, and it's by Thomas Hilvelt. I can't pronounce his name. He's like Dutch or whatever. But it takes place in a little small town in New York. And what it is this town is cursed by this witch called the Black Rock Witch. And what happens is you can't leave the town. If you leave the town, after a few days, you start to become suicidal. And
Okay.
the other rule is that it's a touristy town, so people can't know that it exists because you can see her. Like you can go up to her. Her mouth is completely slit shut. She's tied up. You can't, like, you don't want to ever let her out because apparently, like, the idea is that if she's ever awoken, she can kill everybody. But you can see her. So they have these, like, cameras throughout the town that are monitoring where she ends up. So you might wake up and she's standing in the corner of your house.
Jesus Christ.
But she just travels the town. So what they'll do
But
is
she's not going to hurt you.
you're not supposed to acknowledge her. She can hurt you if you acknowledge her or if you ever open her mouth. That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
So essentially what happens is, you know,
Don't
there's
spoil it,
always,
I want to read it.
well, there's teenagers that go fuck stuff up, and that's how
God
it starts.
damn it.
But you need to read it. It's so scary. And, like, they have a whole, like, thing about it. It's kind of like the Blair Witch Project meets Salem. So they
Okay.
have tourists that come in during Halloween, and they'll decorate her because she just stands there. Her eyes are sewn shut. That's another thing. Her eyes are sewn shut. So you can't open her eyes. You can't open her mouth. And she just stands there like this. So they decorate her to make her look like a statue. Well, she's moving throughout this town. Like, they're watching her. It is, it was so scary, but it was also very sad. So it's 100% one that I wish they would do because I think the imagery of it is so creepy.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because you could be and she'll stay there. She could stay there for a couple of days, couple hours, couple of weeks. She could just be standing in your bathroom.
No, wait. How does she get into the house? Like,
she's a ghost.
Oh, I knew she was a ghost.
She's a ghost, but you can see her. And she moves throughout the town. Normal people can see her. People in the town can see her. She just exists, and it's...
Now, if I go into a church, could you get me in the church?
Yeah, she
God
follows
damn it.
everybody. She can just go anywhere. And you learn about her story throughout the whole book, but it was just the idea that you just can't ever leave this town is even scarier because she, like, the curse on the town is that if you're born there or you move there for a certain amount of time, they try to, like, dissuade people from ever moving into the town because people lose their mind when they find out they can never leave. So you can't even go on vacation for a long period of time. After a few days, you start having these images of, like, just taking, like, a fork and stabbing yourself in the eye.
Christ.
I've had those images before.
Well, not by a witch, I hope.
No.
When you see Scoop's tits, no.
I think that would be
anytime Scoop takes off his shirt. Oh, God.
I think that would be a great book to just, I don't know. And then another one was called The Descendants. Was that one, the vampire one?
Yeah, but it wasn't called The Descendants, I don't think.
Yeah, that was George Clooney movie.
The Descendants.
It,
Well, continue
I was
on. I'll look it
actually
up.
trying to
I thought
remember
that's
the name
one,
of that.
I thought that's the one they went into the cave.
No, that's The Descent.
Ah.
The Descendants was that weird one where he's like in Hawaii and stuff, and it was like you
The
kids
one
shoot kids
Becky's
with them.
talking about, it's like,
George Clooney. I didn't
it's
watch it.
post-apocalyptic, and there's one little town.
Uh-huh.
They have huge walls, and every night they have to turn the floodlights on. So no matter what, they have
The Passage.
The Passage, yeah.
It's called The Passage, and it's basically like, and yeah, it's posted, but it's a
Then
zombie
one day-
outbreak.
And then one night, it goes dark.
Oh shit!
It's scary.
They're like vampire zombies, so they only come out at night, but they're like flesh eating.
They're like the mindless vampires.
Yeah,
Like, almost
But it's
picturing
an
the
infection.
mindset of, like, Nosferatu and how when he infected people, they just served him. Like,
but they turn too.
So, like,
Yeah.
that stinking Will Smith movie.
No,
I Am Legend.
Fuck that
Yeah.
movie.
I Am Legend, yeah.
The book is it's
The
it
book is
butchers
phenom-
the book so much
it
better.
does.
So much better.
But
I thought the
but
movie was good
creatures
until
are,
I read the book.
The creatures are kind of like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, mindless
They-
vampires, yeah.
Okay, I got one. Let's adapt I Am Legend, but not the 3 other times they've done it, butcher the story every time.
I think I Am Legend, because it's more like of an anthology of different stories about what's happening, right?
No, it's its own novella.
One.
It's 150 pages. It's its own novella.
Okay, because I was about to say, wouldn't that? Do you think maybe that would have made a better TV show then? Like
They can make it a miniseries. It would work really well.
Well, it used to have a different name too.
There's been a couple. There's been I Am Legend, and then there's like one in like the 50th of Charlton Heston called Omega Man.
Omega Man.
And then there's one Bits and Price called The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
yeah,
okay,
they've changed it every time. Like in the Will Smith version, they're like zombie vampires. They're mindless. In Omega Man, they're like they're mutants, and then Heston, they're vampires, but like the Dracula cheese.
Oh, I was getting World War Z mixed up with it because World War Z was an anthology more so.
Yeah, World War Z.
I like World War Z.
And then can we get a good Lovecraftian movie?
That's what I've been saying. They haven't made a good Lovecraftian movie.
There's one with Sam Neill in the 90s is probably the best one. In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah, because we talked about that last week.
Yeah, it's the closest one.
But I think that there's so much, like, there's so many new Lovecraftian ideas out that they really could make a great movie out of it, I think. Like, I don't know.
Have any of y'all play Alan Wake?
No. I wanted to. But...
they're making a TV series.
Oh. Okay.
Well, because like before the game came out, the YouTube channel Machinima.
Yeah.
They did their own like little miniseries for it called Bright Falls, which it's the town that Alan takes place in. Yeah. So like, I watched that. I'm like, oh, this could totally be a TV show. And I love the video game. It's one of my favorite all time.
Funny enough, Machinima is the company that did the music part of our opening.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have Machinima sound, and you can buy licenses. So that's actually who did our opening.
Yeah, awesome. all their talent left how they are on YouTube.
Shout out to those cool guys.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, we talk about books, comics, and TV shows, but Angie, as somebody who's read The Walking Dead, and Moreland, who's somebody who's watched and read The Walking Dead. I mean, do you feel like that they should have probably done a little bit better job?
No, I think they're each good for what they are. I like what they did with the TV show, and I like the graphic novels.
No, I love what they do with the TV show because it doesn't go after the graphic novels. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that is one reason I love it. The thing about graphic novels is they're kind of over the top. Yeah. Like reading something. They're hugely over the top. Mm-hmm. Like in the novel in the comic book right now, they're in a huge city in like St. Louis or something, and the entire city is zombie free. Mm-hmm. And people live in, and practically it's back to normal life. And they've got a big bounty poster board. Hey, I'm missing these people. These people are missing, and from my life and everything. Let's try to find them. And Michonne goes there with a group of people from the kingdom, and she sees her picture up there. Well, who's missing Michonne?
Remember, her brothers are gone.
Her brothers are dead. Her brother and husband are dead.
Oh shit!
You see. So who would put that up except some fucked up bounty hunting?
Yeah.
Like, who's looking for? Did they ever say?
Her child.
No. Really?
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking the only one left is her kid, but I thought that her brothers ate her kid.
No. That's what she thought.
Oh,
that's what she was thinking too, but it's her child.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I got chills.
And in the book, or in the show right now, Michonne's with Rick.
Right.
In the comic book, Michonne's with King Ezekiel.
Oh, that kind of makes sense.
I like King Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping that she would leave Rick, because they did kind of write some sparks between him, at least him. Yeah. But then he, kind of like Carol, so.
Yeah.
Well, I do hope they do make a movie, and I do hope, because I do think it's going to probably teabag the shit out of Walking Dead, is going to be The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and Scoop just spoiled. I was going to say Diablo, but Scoop just spoiled that they're making a series.
The Netflix series?
Oh, my God.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's not a drill, guys.
I want it to go more around, like, the quests and everything you do in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
So you have especially Diablo 1, the Dark Wanderer, that is you know.
Yes, exactly.
Go through it. Oh, I'm so excited.
They go to, the second one, have the Dark Wanderer, his stuff, his flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good TV series. I don't think it would do it justice to make a movie.
Too much lore.
No,
Yeah, way too much lore. That's the problem with a lot. That's why I think Game of Thrones did so well as it did, is because you couldn't jam pack it into.
Hell no.
And like that's why I think that Wheel of Time has been stuck in like development hell, because how do you develop? Even if you want to develop one book at a time as a movie, there's way too much stuff to make it a 2-hour movie at most.
And
and you couldn't.
There's the Robert Jordan is real bad at details. He puts too much in there.
He did put in. There were times that I would literally just skip 4 to 5 pages of details about what a tree looked like.
Yeah.
So, but loved his books. He's one of my favorite authors of all time. However, Robert Jordan, if you were still alive, I would have to say
Stinky Dog.
Yeah, sticky dog.
No,
her breast stinks.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
her breath is awful. Riesling, take a Tic Tac.
Riesling, back up.
Thank God.
We normally have greenies for her to eat on, but we don't have any of her greenies. Her little and she probably ate the.
No, her breath smells like she's licked her ass, the cat's ass, my ass, and Scoob's.
Her and the cat had definitely just rubbed each other down.
Yeah. But as far as books, I still stick by, even though I don't know if it'd be possible, the girl who loved Tom Gordon.
Yeah, book Spoopy.
Yeah, I think that would make it fantastic.
That bear thing.
Yeah.
They could do it. I think they could do it like Netflix, like they did with Gerald's Game.
Or even Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Or Hulu, because they're doing Castle Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Which they just finished the first season, so you need to watch it.
Oh, it's out already?
Yeah, they released the first 3 episodes, and then it's another 5, but they did it basically. It's pretty good.
I
liked it.
I would love to see. What was that game you played, Becky?
Spoopy's jump scare mansion.
Oh yeah, that game's super fucked up.
I would love to see a movie of just. It's literally just jump scares. You're a guy walking down the hallway.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. I hate that game. It's still installed on my computer, and I got lucky. I had to do it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like I lost a challenge to Moreland, so I had to play it. So I got lucky because I made it like 10 or so levels down before I got a jump scare. But people were saying like you could get a jump scare within 3 rooms.
But then when she got a jump scare, she was so not used to it. All it was like an ice cream cone popped around the corner, and Becky was like,
it gets worse.
Cone,
yeah, I know.
A cup of coffee.
I actually stopped. I only had to play for like 2 hours.
That's right, the cup of coffee.
Yeah, I only had to play for like 2 hours, but I was hitting that point where it gets really.
But she
fucked up.
finally had hit where the thing is chasing you, the blood thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, and I'm done. I'm not playing scary games. I hate scary games.
Oh my god, you know that scary game, Home Sweet Home? That horrifying chick.
Yeah. Angie was playing it on stream. And
I didn't expect it.
I didn't tell her like anything about it, and I was like, all I'm gonna tell you is that it's an Asian horror game. She's like, this is fucked up.
And then she's crying. She's so sad. She's like, why would you do that to me? Like,
have you played the one where you play as a blind lady?
No.
I forget what it's called, but you play as a blind lady, and there's something in this house that you're.
Wait, is that something conspiracy or the something legacy? Because
I
I
don't know.
just sent Angie a game where she's blind.
No, it's that you can tap your cane. You get like Daredevil vision. It's pretty cool.
Oh shit!
I'll send y'all the link. It really looked a lot of fun, and like there's something after you, but you can't tap your cane too much or it'll find you. It's a story. It looks really good.
But yeah, no, I'd like to see Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
It's super cute.
Just because it would be.
Shut up.
It would be super tropey and funny.
Oh, you know what? I agree. I think that would be one of those, like, you just have somebody walking through a house and then it just gets fucked up as it keeps going.
And then it gets scarier, and they're looking for the way out and they can't find.
There
the way
was
out.
a creepypasta like that. They just did the Sci-Fi does their own thing. It's called the Zero Channel. Like each season's a different creepypasta.
Right.
They did one, a house of something. I'll have to send you. I'll look it up later and send it to you. But like, did you ever read the not something Cove, Treasure Cove?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Season
we did.
Candlelight Cove.
Yeah, Candlelight Cove. Season one of Channel Zero is that creepypasta.
Part of our creepypasta episode was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch the show. That's really good.
Jake covered that one.
No, I covered that one. Creepypasta's me.
I thought.
Hell no.
Jake covered that part of the creepypasta.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's all like you do the Sci-Fi Channel app on your phone. You can watch all 3 seasons so far of Channel Zero. It's scary, pretty spooky stuff.
The game I sent Angie was called Kalina -Legacy, and it's a blind boy going through a house.
No, it's a chick. It's an older chick. She's got a cane and shit.
I'm looking at that one.
The other thing I think would make a good movie was that creepypasta on No Sleep I was telling you guys about. About the 2 ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be really
That made
good.
me sad. I read it. And I was like, this
Oh,
is
wasn't it
sad.
good?
I was like, I know, but it made me sad.
Yeah.
I posted a creepypasta once
I
on
cried.
You did.
on No Sleep.
I didn't cry. I got upset though. I was
No,
like,
and it
on
sticks with you.
I-
Like, it hits your feels and stays with you.
Mhm.
I would like to see a horror movie adaptation of the one creepypasta that I read. It was a guy was writing creepypastas, and it basically ends up that the guy he was writing a creepypasta about ends up finding them, recording them, like audio recording them, reading the creepypastas, and he ends up finding them throughout, literally in random places. It's like, oh, here's a tape recorder, and he figures out the guy's following him around, leaving them for him to find and everything. And
No, thank you.
yeah, no, it's
like Secret Window almost.
it gets a little fucked up because in the end he changes the last creepypasta that he writes into where he ends up dying and ends up killing him.
Oh, great.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Spoilers.
God, Moreland, watch your spoilers.
Jackass.
Boo.
I don't even remember the name of it, so I wouldn't be able to link you to it.
Somebody's gonna
so-
find it. and
I
sit-
appreciate that none of y'all picked like the fucking like the video game creepypasta ones where it's like the Majora's Mask or the
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Those
No,
ones.
we've talked a little bit about it.
We covered Ben Drowned and a few
Yeah.
of the other ones, but
I mean, because you're interesting.
oh yeah,
You can't make that into a show though. It'd be
Especially when
too
you're
hard.
gullible like me and you believe them. Like,
Yeah.
are they based in
Well, you
truth?
know what?
Right.
Here's like, there's one thing to like hear the stories about video game creepypastas. It's another to experience it because I think I was playing one of the Pokemon games and there was a random ghost that popped up when I was in one of the cities in a store.
Oh no,
And-
she does that.
Yeah, that was so scary because it's like, this is not the floor you should be on.
Yeah.
Door shut. I'm like, this is a kid's game. What are you doing?
Right. That. Everybody thinks, well, that's supposed to go somewhere. She's got to be somewhere else.
Right.
It doesn't go anywhere
No,
else.
you follow her and it's like, no, you don't actually, oh my God, you're just a ghost. And it's probably a Japanese ghost who's going to haunt me. Meanwhile, I painted beautiful art of a Japanese ghost for Angie.
Oh my God, at the fair, it was terrifying.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I saw that
so
on Facebook.
you
Yeah.
did the nice Totoro
I
one?
did the Totoro
That
one.
was
Okay.
Angie who painted
Becky
Totoro.
did the horrifying psychotic one, which makes a lot of sense now that you think
She-
about it, doesn't it?
She is a lawyer. So.
Yeah, she's horrifying
gotta-
and
she-
psychotic.
They have
She's
no
got to
heart.
get her rage out somehow.
Yeah. I would like to ask one question before we go, because I'm dying because the dog's in here.
Uh-huh.
What do you think is the biggest horror movie fail?
Horror movie fail. Ooh.
Fail.
That's a hard question.
Fail as in being just, it would tried to be scary and wasn't?
I know.
It's up to you to
I got
classify your
mine.
fail. Go ahead,
Freddy
Bobby.
versus Jason.
See,
That's-
fail.
Yeah, because like they
It was a fun action movie, but it failed to be a horror movie.
yeah, and my thing is, it took him because what Jason Goes to Hell, where it showed Freddy riding his mask in hell, came out in 1990, and it took him 13 years to make a fucking horror movie. But two slashers going at each other, come on.
Right.
And then like they made like they didn't even get Kane Hodder to play Jason. He is Jason. He did Jason 4 times.
He is Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just dumb.
I would
Dumb.
say it's funny to talk about this because it came out, like, they had a sequel come out that was even scary. That was actually scary compared to the original. But that movie Ouija,
Yeah,
Oh.
the second one was so much
Yeah.
the
better.
second one was so scary in comparison. It was like a Conjuring
It was,
movie.
Yeah.
But Ouija, the original Ouija, was like, okay, there's a ghost following you. You have a Ouija board. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for not scaring me.
Oh, once you're done, I got something spooky that's happening in real life right now. So
Oh, sweet.
Bride and Seed of Chucky.
Yeah.
They were comedies.
Yeah.
It's not as scary. He's not scary anymore.
It kind of made him a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put a. He ran Britney Spears off the road. That's just.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you know they're coming out with a new Child's Play? Like, they have the first look of it.
yeah, it's gonna have Audrey Plaza in it.
Yeah.
You mean Aubrey Plaza?
Sure,
Okay.
That lady.
she's pretty, but
Yeah, she is.
So, I don't know if they'll do Bride or Seed of Chucky, but they are making a new Child's Play movie series.
You.
It was all over Facebook, so you can probably Google it.
I think my horror movie fail, and you can find it on Amazon Prime. It's called Bad Ben. And
Oh my god, I forgot about Bad Ben.
It was supposed to be scary. It was hilarious. I freaking love this guy.
I remember you telling me about this
thing. So, Bad Ben, this guy buys this house.
I've seen the picture of it, but I never watched it.
Well, and he goes in as he's like fixing up his house, like shit moves and it's haunted, and he finds out, Bad Ben was a baby that, was blah blah blah.
Like a demonic baby.
Yeah, and then at the end he gets dragged off. But the thing is that he was so funny. And then it comes back as Badder Ben. And they deliberately made it funny. They're going back to the house to investigate, and he's there, and it's just...
It was legitimately a movie. Like
Bad
they
Ben
were supposed
was
to,
hilarious.
Yeah, they were trying to try hard the first one and realize how bad it was and funny it was, and then just switched it to make it like funny, scary.
Gotcha.
So it came out. Yeah, I watched it and I was like, "This is so stupid, not scary."
Yeah,
I got to remember to look that up.
I said it in the group chat at the very end where he decides to be a ghost paranormal investigator, and this woman is like, "I need help. There's something here," and he's like, "Ma'am, it's right behind you. Can you please help me? I really need your help." And then he's like, oh, too late. You're dead. It like gets her, and he's like, well.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say is, you guys know the rapper Post Malone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, you gotta tell about this.
You know that the whole divot box thing?
Yeah, from The Possession. Remember the Jewish box in The Possession?
Yes.
And it holds up like an evil spirit.
Yes.
Listen to this shit. This is crazy.
Post Malone's a dumbass and went on Ghost
Did
Adventure.
he buy it?
No, he
listen.
fucked with it though.
Yeah.
He went into Ghost Adventures, that show, and fucked with it.
No.
And like he said, so much bad shit happened to him. Like his plane's almost crashed. He's gotten like house broken into. It's a bunch of bad shit.
Zach Baggins, owns this Divot box. That's allegedly the Divot box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he, they have a museum in Las Vegas. So Zach Baggins took off the chains for the curse, and Marlon got cursed by the.
We're talking
Divot
I
about.
apparently got cursed by that fucking box because fucking water went down
Divot
the wrong.
box. I think it's what it's called. A
Divot.
Divot.
Like I said, the fucking box.
Dibuck.
Yeah.
It has a B, right?
Yeah,
Dibuck.
it's like, yeah. So he unscrewed it, and
That movie was scary, by the way. The one about that box.
then Post Malone touched it, then touched Zach Baggins, and so then what is it? So his plane didn't crash, but his wheels
Let me pull up on my phone.
Yeah, like the wheels tore off.
Oh my
so
gosh.
then following that, his
and
house.
that's highly unusual for those wheels to fall off.
Now keep listening; it gets crazier.
Armed robbers broke into his house.
But he wasn't living at that house at that time. They were going to kill him and steal his stuff, but somebody had already bought the house. And then what happened after that?
Did they kill the people living there?
No, they just beat the shit out of them.
Oh well.
And then what was it? He got in a horrible car crash and lived.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So basically they're all attributing it to the fact that he touched this Dybbuk box, which is like a Jewish like talisman box that protects from a demonic entity, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a
traps
prison.
one in there.
Yeah, it's a prison for a demonic entity.
And isn't that another? It's similar to those ghost houses that you find in Thailand, right? It's supposed to trap a ghost in it.
Yeah.
And that's where they live, and you fuck with that, and that messes it up.
So Zach let the Dybbuk out.
He didn't let it out. He took the protections off, and you're not supposed to touch those boxes. And Post Malone touched it, and then touched Zach Baggins. Now they say Zach Baggins haven't had any problems.
What was the movie about? Because
The
what was the movie's? Is that that's
The
it?
Possession.
It was
Oh,
The
yeah.
Possession.
And it was about the guys who bought it and they're selling it on eBay. Like this is the real thing.
They said, I think Sam Raimi did The Possession, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he did Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, Drag Me to Hell?
Oh, Drag Me to Hell was good.
Well, my understanding is they had a prop Dybbuk box, and everybody refused to ever touch the real one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because this was legit one of those things. There's a whole.
Everybody who bought that thing off eBay died horrifically.
Right. If you wanna find out a little bit more about it, I think Bizarre States, the podcast from the Nerdist, did a whole thing about the Dybbuk box, what its origin. The Dybbuk box did a whole origin story about it and explained the origin of it. And I think also Last Podcast on the Left did another one. So these are all things you probably should check out. But isn't that crazy?
Can you send those links to me on the group chat?
Sure, I can. Certainly can.
And that book hacks, I want to read that too.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Guys,
Jesus.
Why?
what if after the podcast next week we went down to the Scary Road?
Okay.
What on a Sunday?
No, Saturday night.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Sure.
Yeah.
After we finish doing the Ravnica podcast, we all get our GoPros all charged up in our whatever, and we
and make sure they record.
You make sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
Not all the pictures.
And we go ahead and we see what happens.
Okay. We'll do it.
I'm bringing a gun.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
bring what you need to bring to protect yourself.
Well, Bobby, you have
I'm
to
bringing a
decide. Do
knife.
you want
Bobby, if you shoot me,
I'll bring him.
I'm taking the gun and shooting you.
Where?
Wherever you shot me.
Okay, I'm not gonna shoot you in the dick, so don't worry.
He's just gonna get your
No,
shoulder.
gonna get your
I'm
lung.
legit just gonna bring a machete or something, just in case. You don't,
Creepy,
Blade, guess what?
scary
Blades don't need
skeletons.
reloading.
This is true.
So,
But a gun has longer
what were you
range.
saying? You got to decide where what?
Yeah, Bobby has to decide. Is he gonna sit in the car with us where the Sasquatch can get him?
Why can't I do both? I can do well, who's all gonna come with us though?
Well, Scoob's not. I can tell you this
Scoop
right now.
and Kayla or
It'll
not?
probably
It
be
doesn't-
us four.
No,
and maybe Aiden.
Aiden will probably
yeah,
go.
Aiden will go.
I'm gonna try and lure Dan. Dan is like the scariest person, and by scariest, I'm
Scared of cats.
scaredy cat.
I'll stick with you.
So you and Aiden again.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah.
But hey, Becky.
Hey, Becky.
What?
Oh, my
Where can they
Asshole.
find us?
Should I do it in like the grudge voice?
No.
No.
Okay, fine.
No.
You can find us on Facebook at the Free Rotation Podcast. You can find us on
Spotify.
Twitter at the Free Rotation. You can also find us on Instagram and at the Free Rotation Podcast. You can also find us at YouTube at the Free Rotation. We're also on Twitch at the Free Rotation.
Website.
We have a website called the Free Rotation TheFreeRotation.com. It's not the FreeRotationPodcast.com. And we are affiliates of Weeby Geeks. You can check us there with all the other great podcasts. Blah, 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 blah. Go listen to the other episodes where I say all of this if you need any more.
We're
Be
also
sure
on
to
Spotify.
Yeah.
We're all on Spotify.
And be sure to subscribe to us on Twitch because when we reach 50 subscribers, we're giving away. I'm not sure if we're going to do Corsair Razer, but it's going to be a mechanical keyboard and mouse, gaming mouse.
But it's going to be like a brand, a name brand. So don't think we're going to
It'll
go
either
and
be
get like a $3
Razer
one.
Black Widow or a Corsair Chroma.
And I will say I love my Corsair stuff. Please sponsor us if you would like.
Or
Asus
Razer
also.
Head. Yeah.
Or Omen.
Or
wherever.
Logitech.
Or Logitech.
Or Alienware.
Or Alienware. I
mean,
Power.
sponsor would be great. Yeah. I Buy Power. Omen. That Omen monitor's pretty good. Found out you can play League in 3D.
Fantasy football. I assume.
ESPN says I don't care about 3D.
And
Maybe they can sponsor
Wow, my
us
team
too.
is losing bad. Okay, yeah.
Did you start a bunch of Falcons players?
Probably.
Hey, Calvin really played his butt off today.
Oh my god, I had to turn off the game just because of the announcers because Matt Ryan had just thrown a 75-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And all they were like, Drew Brees, suck his dick.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. Anyways.
Now, I will say the tackle that they missed for Drew Brees to run
Yeah.
into the
Two people missed it.
well, it wasn't even the fact that two people missed it. It was the one guy missed it and knocked the other guy out of the
Yeah.
freaking way.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck?
I couldn't.
I looked
It's
at
like,
that, I'm
is
like,
this a
what in the hell
joke?
are you guys
Our
doing?
defense is so
like,
fucked.
literally, I understand you want to get the tackle. You want to
Mhm.
be MVP. Cool, awesome. There's a guy literally right beside you that you pushed out of the way to get that
Mhm.
tackle.
Who had the tackle?
Stop being
Yeah.
greedy.
Yep.
Well, guys, I broke my
Yeah.
pop socket, so I'll see you guys next week.
Uh-oh, pumpkin. All right.
With the new pop socket? Or?
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And remember, don't break your pop sockets.
No. And remember, pop, lock, and drop.
Sure. We'll go with that one, too.
Free Rotation Podcast.
Hey, guys.
I'd shit my pants.
I would have shipped my pants, too.
Shipped or shit?
Shipped.
I would have sailed it, too. Sail.
Come sail away. Come sail away. God, I love sticks.
I just shipped my pants.
Let's go.
Sorry.
All right,
I just shipped
a
the
moment
pants.
of silence, please.